Hi, I'm Notyetdead in name and in nature, and welcome back to Train Sim World. In this episode we go stateside to the Northeast Corridor, New York, to drive the Amtrak ACS-64. Welcome to Newark Liberty International Airport. You'll be taking control of Amtrak 170 from here through to New York Penn Station. Oh, and there comes a train. Well, welcome to Newark International. Nice. Actually, let's not waste time, otherwise I'm going to start getting delayed already. I was just thinking. I keep thinking I need to look for collectibles and I never remember. But we're under a time pressure. It's a passenger service. So yeah, welcome stateside. I'm going to do a couple of US ones. I've actually had a request from probably one of my youngest watchers. Obviously he's not a subscriber because he's too young. And I wouldn't call him a fan. I've no idea whether he likes them or not, but I mean he must do to an extent, because I had a request. He wants to see US locos, so we're going to do some US locos. Right, unlock doors, unlock right. So, let's get us set up here. Automatic brake, release. Independent brake is released, that's all good. Reverse at neutral, master controllers are idle. So yeah, Amtrak 170. It's cool. Good. I got to wait. Oh, so I did have a bit of time. Oh, look, and there's a collectible. Can I do that with the camera? No, I have to physically stand in front of it. Oh well, right. 5 seconds. Let's get ready. Lock doors. Oops, sorry, wrong button. Yeah, so it's slightly weird. That's it. We go forward. Presumably we just drive. Well, I've released the brakes already. Pretty sure. Yep. Let's go. New York Penn in 4 minutes. I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, yeah, so the one thing about this train, and I've noticed it, it's the same actually as the express train in the UK, is that there's no button inside the cab, unlike the German one that we did start with, to release the doors, which is why you have to do it by the shortcut menu, I suppose, because presumably representing the fact that there'd normally be a guard that would control the doors, because I think there's is that the acknowledge thing, so that presumably that's to reply to the guard to say yeah, all good, or whatever. So yeah, cool. So yeah, so we're going to do a few yes ones. I've had some recording difficulties, which is actually why we're doing this one first, because it's shorter. So I was going to do a freight one, and there's a great freight one that I tried, but I tried it twice. Well, 3 times actually. I tried to record it yesterday, and various things went wrong. I had one train failure, literally, train just stopped. Couldn't get it moving again, so I had to abandon. And then I had a couple of recording problems where it just didn't record either at all, or just sections, or I'd nearly finished it. In fact, I did finish it, and then found out that the last section of video hadn't recorded at all. Needless to say, that was a little frustrating, given it takes nearly an hour. I didn't do it again, so I thought we'll try this one, make sure it works. It's still a US loco, and then we'll do that one next. Let's throttle back a little bit, hitting the speed limit. We're going slight uphill though, so we'll need to give it a little bit to keep it at the 70. So you'll also notice that it says that there's a speed limit change, track limit change at 70 and just under 500 yards now, which we're already at 70 is our current track speed limit. I think that's going to go up, and I've noticed that as well on a couple of the tracks. It's a bit strange. In fact, no, I think that's going to go down. But actually need to slow down because we've got a 35-mile-an-hour limit coming up, which we're not going to make. There we go. Oh, and actually we're at the station in 700 yards anyway, so that's okay. Just holding at 35. Nice. Yeah, I was a bit hurried. I was going to pan out with the camera at that bridge because it's really cool, but never mind. We're now 400 yards. That's fine. Brake is released. We'll just start applying the brake just a little bit. Takes a little bit. Come on, there we go. Welly. Apply. Might need a little bit more, but we need to go beyond the stop point, which is something else I've noticed. I think the US ones are intentionally more difficult than the others. Seems to be a bit more challenging. If I stopped with the engine at this stop point, the back of the train will be beyond the platform, which is something I have observed. Hopefully just right. Cool. Yeah, so if I'd stopped at the stop point, this last carriage would be beyond. That's slightly weird that that door's open. Anyway, it would be beyond the all the doors are open. Have I got? No, the left doors are locked, but it's opened all of the doors. That's very strange. So we can go straight through, can we? No. That might be a graphics glitch. Anyway, we'll wait till 7:05:30. Well, that's not far away, so let's get back inside. Lock the doors. But yeah, so you'll be making an additional stop at Secaucus to let the Silver Star train pass. Okie dokie. Let's get a move on then. 7:13, 5 miles away. Alright. But yeah, so I've noticed, yeah, because normally, you know, where your stop point is roughly where your train, where the loco needs to be. This one doesn't necessarily seem to be the case. And when I've done this one before, or tried this one, I haven't finished it yet. That last carriage is beyond the end of the platform. Now, when we did passenger services previously, certainly on the German one, providing some of the carriages were on the platform, that was sufficient. But not so on this one. You have to get all of the carriages on the platform. So I think it's a little bit more challenging. There seems to be an awful lot more that's just accurate. There seems to be a lot more. Gotta look up this bridge, just amazing. I've gone over the speed limit. That says we're going to go down to 30 in a second. We're going downhill, so a little light brake wouldn't be a bad idea. Sorry, yeah, focusing. There we go, back at 30, just in time for a new speed limit. Excellent. So we'll knock that to idle again. Yeah, seem to be a lot more speed limit changes and all sorts of stuff. There's a lot of bridges and things like that, which I suppose you would kind of expect, therefore we're going to have speed limit changes and things. Actually, we can speed up a little bit. It's also, this master controller does acceleration and a small amount of braking. It's not as effective as using the brake, but right, let's knock it up a little bit. What we got? Secaucus in 7:13. Got 5 minutes to do 4 miles. That should be alright. can get a little bit of speed up. I'm sure that said 90, and yeah, it's put 60 on my speedo, but then we're going up to 90 in 1 mile. But that's okay, so we'll just balance that out. That's good train. That to idle, hopefully it'll hold us there nicely. We're going down a slight slope, so probably get away from those whites, they're a bit annoying, aren't they? But you know, we're okay. It's holding. Yeah, it looks great to be in the US. I mean, this just looks brilliant. Just the part, see the river. Heading into New York. Well, we're going uphill, so a little bit of power just to get us up the incline. Oh yeah, you can see it too, look at that. A little bit more because we're about to go through new. Hopefully the speed's about to go up. Yeah, it looks great, especially in the early morning sun. Head back inside, see what's going on. Looking okay. Right, coming up on a speed limit change though, so I need to start just a little bit of brake. Might be a bit late, might brake it a little. But not too much, I don't think. Let's just slow down over the bridge. Right, 45 mile an hour limit. Better stop messing. Try and just use the brake separate. That's too slow. 50, 49. Okay, that's fine. I'll just hold it there. We've still got a minute and a half to do. Ooh, actually we're nearly there. 900 yards. Okay, good. So that's fine. Right, so a little bit of brake just to bring us down to that 45. Spot on. Got stop in 500 yards. We're only doing 40, so that's okay. But we must stop before that 950. So let's make sure. We've got time, we've got a minute. Be nice to be on time for once. Nothing short of a miracle. Release, don't want to slow down too much. Brakes are pretty effective actually, especially once you get down to the slightly slower speeds. What we definitely don't want to do is go through that red signal, so nice. Objective complete. Ooh, unlock doors. Thought this was an extra stop. Unlock left. Cool. Yeah, this is amazing how different this is. I don't know why I keep saying that, but it just, you know, it really does feel completely, totally and utterly different. You know, the detail of everything is just, it's really good. Really good. So Caucus Track B. So I mean we're on track A. Oh yeah, cool. Ooh, train. Where's that then? Is that there? Was it the Silver Star or whatever? Oh, here it is. That must be the one that we've had to stop for. Cool. Cool, he's fancy. He's got 2 locos. Oh, that's a big old train though. That's a very big train. Whoa. Right, load passengers. Done. Yellow signal at 193 yards. Wait until 7:14. Okay. Okay, 15 seconds to go. Right, so we've got speed limit change currently about 50, 45, 45, about to go to 75, but the yellow signal, which is still holding. Okay, so let's lock the doors. Lock left. Stop at New York Penn. Make sure the brakes released. So Newark Penn's actually the last stop, I think. I think that's where we're heading. 7:25, ages away. So got speed change in 300 yards. Yellow signal in 1,000 yards. Okay, give it all power. Not that we're in a major rush. Actually, we've got plenty of time. Right, 90 miles an hour, 0.6, so we're okay. So the speed limit should be about to change on my speedo. More power perhaps. Just got 9 minutes to do 4 miles, so that's okay. Oh, red signal. Whoa. Let's not go through it because that's game over. Not even going to risk that. Not when we've got plenty of time to get to the next station. I'm going to take this nice and steady. Because it literally is it. Just I've had that happen before. You literally, the minute you go through that red signal, you fail. And you have to start all over again. No, I don't want to do that. I was maybe a little bit too cautious. We're now nearly stopped. So we'll just edge forwards. Oh, it's gone yellow anyway. Perfect. Right, let's crank it up then. I mean, we're still okay, but we might hit another red signal in a minute. So in a mile we're going to drop down to a 60 mile an hour limit. So I don't get these track limit things because that now seems to be right. So we're currently at 90, about to go down to 75. Oh, another red signal in 2 miles. Okay, keep an eye on that. Hoping it'll have cleared by the time we get close to it. So again, this is what I mean about there's a lot more. I think pretty much all of the ones that we've done from memory that we did on the Great Western route, the Express. I think we had only green signal. Oh, nice tilt there on the bank, on the curve. Only had green signals, and we're getting a lot more amber. And of course now we've had a couple of reds that we need to keep an eye on, and they are game over. You know, so you've got to be careful. So I think this is getting a little bit more challenging. Also seems to be slow down a bit. Got 60 mile an hour speed limit coming up. Ooh, and going into tunnels. Cool. Do like a tunnel. Yeah, it also seems to be sorry. keep stopping because I keep thinking there's a lot more to think about, which is why I'm talking less and getting more confused. Yeah, also seems to be, but this could be the carriage itself, the train, is that actually, let's brake a bit, actually things like, I noticed, if you've got the brakes on, you apply the throttle and then release the brakes, it doesn't work. You have to release the brakes before you apply the throttle. But that could be a train thing. It's not necessarily, you know, just because we're in the US and they're making it a bit harder. Right, that's gone back to yellow, so that's okay. We can keep going, but with caution. Still 2 miles to go, but still 7 minutes to do it. We're in no rush, and we're in a tunnel. Nice. Clearly not going to go external. Very little point in that. Give it a bit more power, but I'm assuming we're going to see another red signal. Mind you, 1.6 miles, we've got our next speed limit. It's very difficult. You can change all these options for, you know, there's the thing on the right that shows distance to the next signal, to the next speed limit change, and you can have the little flags that come up in the screen, which is maybe less realistic. I think you can change it, but I quite like that they're right in front of you and you really can see them. Back up at speed limit, going down a slight hill, so okay, that next signal's gone green, so that's good. But that's also where we get the next speed limit change, so we've got to be going about 15 miles an hour by then anyway, which basically means actually we'll crawl into York Penn at 15 miles an hour, which is good. Less chance of missing it. Release the brakes again. We're going downhill, so we're bound to speed up. Again, no particular rush. Mind you, that speed limit change is coming up. 0.7 miles, 0.6. Right, I'm going to brake. Is that enough brake? Yeah, plenty, I'd have said. Keep it to minimum application. I think we might have overcooked that. Right, so let's release. Oh, we're now going uphill as well. So we can give it a bit of power. Because even with some power, we're actually still losing speed. 2% incline. It's quite a lot, actually, I guess, for a train. That seems like quite a lot to me. I'm no expert. And I don't know also, if someone can tell me whether that, the speedo, whether it is actually called a speedometer or a speedo, whatever, on a train, or if it's called, I suppose it could be the tachometer. May have a different name, don't know. Someone tell me, let me know. Be good to know. Sorry, I'm really focusing on this, despite the fact I've only got to lose 6 miles an hour to hit that next speed limit, but I want to get it right. Actually, we're nearly there, so 800 yards to go to destination. I suppose that's the other point, isn't it, is that actually if I lost these speed controller things, so the distances to the next marker on the screen, then actually it would make the destination ones a bit clearer. Oh, we're still losing speed because we're still going uphill. So there is something to be said. Maybe I should try that actually, because the destination ones, because they're quite pale until you get quite close to them, it can be quite tricky to see them, especially if there's, you know, other signal markers or speed markers, track speed markers, track limit markers, I should say. Yeah, it can be quite tricky to see them, so maybe it's worth trying that. I might try that, see how that works. Because everything else is in that little table on the right hand side, so you know it's maybe less critical to have those on the screen as well. You know, your next signal marker, your next speed, track speed, all there. Probably don't need them as well on the screen. Might allow the stop point markers to be a bit more visible. Well, this is a nice coast in. 15 mile an hour limit, 13 miles an hour, 100 yards to the start, 200 yards, 150 yards to the stop point. and we're not even in a rush because we had until 7:25 and we are currently 2 minutes early, which is saying something. Nice long platform, so there's probably no major issues exactly where we stop, but let's brake. I think that our minimal application will be plenty at this speed. In fact, if anything, that's too much. See, we've stopped already. 30 yards short. Well, we'll just coast forward. Let the mass of the train do its thing. Just about. Oh, look at that. 1.2. Now. Oh, and still too short. Genius. Oh, seriously, that is too short. It's actually not going to let me get away with it. That's so harsh. Now then, does this mean are we on the platform? Are all the carriages on the platform? Yeah. And we stopped, right? That's weird. And at this rate, we're going to be late again. Edge it forward a bit. There we go. It just needed me to actually stop with brakes. Objective complete. Unload passengers. Cool. Here we are. New York Penn Station. Wow, that's awesome. Is this the one that passed us ages ago, the Silver Star or whatever it's called? Looks like it might be, you know. Let's go and have a look. No, I can't go any further. There's all my lovely passengers. Hope you had a nice journey. Objective complete. Sorry, I'm determined to get to the front of this train, see if it's the same one. Set the reverse to neutral. In a minute. No rush. Job's done now. 'Tis two trains. I think it might be. That's really weird. Anyway, back into the cab. Set the reverse to neutral. Missed. Climb down from the train. That's at idle. Brakes are at minimum application. Cool. I like it. Hooray! Well, there you go. This is the end of an episode. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's slightly shorter than usual, but a nice little run through New York. Through to New York Penn from Newark Liberty. I suppose, you know, we've landed at the airport. Now we're in New York. And yeah, we'll see where we go next. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a like. If you haven't subscribed yet and you'd like to, please feel free. Love to hear any comments, any thoughts. You know, just drop me a line on the videos. And wow, look at that. We're a minute early at all those stations. Awesome. Yeah, and I look forward to welcoming you back to Train Sim World very soon. Bye bye for now.